and happy Topic Tuesday to you. For Topic Tuesday today, we're going to talk about my favorite loose BareMinerals eyeshadows. I've talked about the Ready shadows a bunch of times because I really enjoy that formula and I like the pressed version of them. But there are some loose shadows that I've had in my collection for a very long time that I really like. So I have 5 that I think not the world talks about, and then I have 2 that I really do like, but I feel like everybody talks about them, so I'm going to save those sort of for the end. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to give you a swatch on my hand, both dry and wet, because with any BareMinerals shadows, you can use them either loose or wet. So I'm going to give you both of those swatches, and you know, that's what we're gonna do. Okay, the first one that I have is actually the one that I have all over my lid today. And this is in Celestine. So there is the shadow in the pan. All right, so there is Celestine, I can't even talk. Dry, and there it is wet. I mean, look at that. Isn't that pretty? Answer me. I'll try not to say that. That's one of the things that I think gets missed about these shadows is that wet. They are amazing. I mean, look at that. So anyway, that's Celestine, and that again is what I have all over my lid. I have it all over my lid dry, and I did put down just a little bit of Maybelline's Color Tattoo in Barely Branded. The next one that I have for you is in Soul Sister. Just looks like that. And there is Soul Sister dry, and there it is wet. I mean, come on. I think it just blows my mind every time I wet the shadows to see what they look like. So I have Soul Sister in my outer corner to deepen things up. And I also have it wet along my upper lash line, and I have it dry beneath my lower lash line. So I thought I would kind of show you those, but just beautiful. And as far as finding these, some of them are permanent, some of them are not, but you can find almost any of these on eBay. So I'll link what I can below. I'm not going to link an eBay thing below because that wouldn't be good forever. But I'll link what I can below for you. The next one that I have is Queen Tiffany, and I've talked about this one before and had it in favorites and that sort of thing. So that's what it looks like in the pan, and then there it is dry, and then there it is wet. There, you knew there was going to be a taupe in there, right? Just really stunning. You know what I think these shades wet end up looking, when you wet them, they kind of look like the finish on the high shines, the ones that they are discontinuing. I think they look very similar to some of those when they're used wet. And I don't find that they crease on me when they're dry or when they're wet. I don't use them as much as my other eyeshadows because they're messy. I mean, let's be honest. If you watch me at all, you know that I do not like messy. So this one is Snazzy, and if you've been around for any period of time, you heard me talk about this a last year, and I think it actually was in my 2013 favorite products of all time for 2013, and then I kind of put it away and haven't used it for a long time, and so this is just a gorgeous shade, absolutely gorgeous. So there it is by itself, and then there it is wet. And I don't think I've ever used it wet, but it's pretty, and I'm gonna. So that is Snazzy. So the last of my top 5 that I have to show you is the one in Riviera, and this one is the most recent to my collection. It came in a kit. Cannot remember the name of it, but I will link it below because I think it's still available at Ulta, and it came in this cute little bag, and it actually had that 5-in-1 thing that I didn't like in it. But there is the dry, and there it is wet. Just a really pretty peachy gold. That's my description of that. A really pretty peachy gold color. And I have fallen in love with the shade. A lot of these shades can just be used on their own to all over the lid. You can use it wet and then soften it out with it dry. So you can do a lot of kind of one shade looks with these. I really like that about them, and I like how they work well together and with other shades. So I just wanted to mention though that a lot of these you can use just kind of one shade and done. And I have done that a couple of times with this Riviera, maybe even in a video, quite frankly. So the last 2 that I want to talk about, I didn't want to not mention them because I do really like them, but I feel like everybody on YouTube talks about these ones when they talk about the, this form of shadow. Spit it out. So the first one is Bare Skin. That is what Bare Skin looks like in the pan. And then dry and wet. I think this one is far more impressive wet than it is dry, but it's also nice to do just again, a really quick all over the lid just to give yourself a little something, but not, you know, not look like you have a lot on. And then if you wet it, then it's like kabam in your face. So the last one that I wanted to just mention is again, a much talked about one, and that's a Nude Beach. Looks like that. This one has some serious sparkle in it. So there it is dry. You can kind of see it just, it's a lot of sparkle. But wet, you get a little more payoff. And I find it to definitely have some pink to it. But, you know, just a really pretty kind of all over the lid color. And again, you could use it wet all over the lid and then soften it out with it dry, and it would be amazing. So one of the questions I know that I'm going to get asked is, what do I use to wet these with? My preference is to use Fix Plus. I use Fix Plus for lots of things, but my preference is to use Fix Plus. And then the brush that I like to use, I'm wiping it off here since I've been using it for the swatches. The brush that I like to use for any sort of wet pigment to lay down on my eye is the MAC 242. Talked about this brush a bunch before. I like to use this for L'Oreal Infallibles, for the Giorgio Armani Eyes to Kill, like that sort of, the Chanel Illusion d'Ombres, that sort of type of product, that texture of product. And then I also really enjoy using this to wet pigments and apply them to my lids. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this, and that was what that I had some requests to do that, and that's what you guys were looking for when I did that, or when you requested that. I think I have told you pretty much everything that's on my face. Today I have the Lingerie to Peau BB Cream because that's my current mission. I also have the L'Oreal Blush in C34 Tender Rose. And then on my lips today, I have the Too Faced Melted Peony, which, I don't know. I'm in the minority on that one again, too. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you're having a great day, and I will talk to you very soon. Bye!